So from a horticultural point of view, this is perfect. It's probably 2 years collection, right?
First season last year was first.
First,
This is it was dug last spring.
no. Now here you see this material that we have discovered about 5-6 years ago. It was always there. It's Oriental hornbeam, but we never knew how good it is, and now we know. In 1 year, this is what you get from a stump that you collect in nature. It's most incredible. Now we cut this back brutally, and we should now do some of this homework here, because if we wait another season, then there will be so much branches, so many branches that you cannot really get there anymore.
No.
So you should have done that last year. The very first thing is bind the tree into the pot so that it's ready firmly, and then do all your carving. That's the first thing, and then leave the tree alone. It's too late here, but it's a wonderful example of what happens here.
Immediately when you dig it up.
Well, if it's in the pot, it must be very firmly. I like it very much after one season when it doesn't have a growth like that. But I've never seen something like this. This is very heavy feeding, of course.
No, he doesn't feed at all.
No, I feed.
Yeah, feed.
Twice a year.
I have this strong feeling you're peeing at it, and you think you're not feeding it, or what? I mean, this cannot possibly grow if you're not feeding it. But you're certainly watering it, and it's in full sun and it's warm.
Yeah.
It will unfortunately never nearly grow like this in my garden, never. But this is wonderful, and of course, yeah, again, cut it back ruthlessly today. Down to that size, and then do some woodwork, because if you don't do that now, you will never be able to do it. And what we don't see is a lot of character in there and a lot of possibilities. A tree like this, you can only add it without foliage. With foliage, you're lost, totally lost.
Okay, after a few hours, Slacker has worked very hard and wired just about everything. We are close to the finish at the time being. As you can see now, this is an extremely powerful piece of material with a wonderful mebari and a very dramatic fat trunk, which still has movement, and that's very important. So it's not just thick, it's also a bit elegant. Very nice. At the moment, all this wiring looks just slightly contrived, and that's on purpose, that's on design. That's part of the game, because this is not it yet. This is only the beginning of the future of the tree. The wire will stay on as long as possible, meaning it will already start to bite in a bit later this year in July. If he survives August, he can even leave it over winter. At home, it's not as warm as here. When I wire hornbeams, I leave the wire on even 2 years. Now, then you take it off and it keeps. The problem is if you take it off in August, which is only 3 months from now, 4 months, then it will go back. Anyway, part of this is slightly contrived, bent too much, looking a bit like a Medusa, a bit like spaghetti, because when the wire gets off, the branch stretches again slightly. So you exaggerate a bit more, and you live with the fact that this looks slightly contrived at the moment. That's the game here. The rest is just simply waiting. You saw the pictures of this tree before, how much it grew in one season. Incredible, just incredible. So in 2 years, this will be already a crown like this. You will let it grow freely, cut back, let it grow freely, cut back 2 or 3 times in 1 year, and then the crown will be like this in 1 year, and in 2 years it will be like this, and that's it. The crown will never be bigger than this. Okay, so the rest can go a lot with clip and grow. So that's one of the tricks. First styling, I suggest strongly to wire very heavily everything. Looks like this. Okay, and from then on, do clip and crow. And that gives a very nice feeling. This tree, as so many of them, has more than one front. This is the best front at the moment, but also the other ones are very fine. This rock is part of the design. It's very typical for these trees because they grow right in these rocks. If you take that out, you have a very, very silly, ugly hole, and so we just leave it in there. Okay.
What a
Yes. You wanted to say something?
No,
I think so.
he wanted to say something.
Okay. Jaiko, Kimurica, good job.
Thank you.
Even you learn how to wire properly. Your maple was comparatively terrible. I mean, but this is fine. Comparatively terrible.